Hi, I'm Daphne from Daps Makeup, and I know, it's been a hot minute since I have done a video for you guys. I think it's been about a month, and that's like the longest I've gone, without doing a video. But December has been a crazy time for me, but I didn't want to end the year without giving you my 2024 favorites. So here we are. Let's just get into it, because these videos, just looking back at last year, these videos can be long, because to go through all my loves from a whole year, oh, it's a lot. It's a lot. In previous years, what I've done is I've broken it up into a part 1, part 2. I'll assess at the end how long, depending on the length. I'll probably end up doing the same. We'll see where part 1 starts and part 2 begins, where I split it up. I'll try to find a natural place that just kind of works to split it up. But let's just get started, okay? Let's get started. So I'm just kind of looking down because I got a lot of items, and I was trying to look like what category, and I'm going by categories. I'm not going by brands. I'm going by category. What category might have been the biggest for me or the most exciting? And I'm kind of looking. I think kind of like face palettes and lip products have been a big year for me. So let's start off with like face palettes / blushes, that kind of category. So let me grab them and let's get started. Okay, so talking about blushes now, I'm going to show you some of my favorite blushes come within face palettes, but let me start off with just some straight up, no question, blush. One of the first blushes that I bought in 2024 that I fell in love with and still love comes from Chanel. It was from their La Beige Healthy Winter Glow collection, and it was in the shade Mauve Glacé, and it came in this packaging. It came with this brush that I never use, but here is the blush, and I hope, yes, you can still see the the ice snowflake imprint embossing on the blush. Perfect timing. I got it in January of last year, and as we're approaching January, this color and this motif is perfect for this time of year. Loved it then, still love it now. Love the formula, love the color. It's rosy, but it's still kind of cool tone, so it's perfect for winter. Yeah, still love it, still love it. Anyway, most of these products, I have dedicated videos. Like that blush, I have a dedicated video just to that. So a lot of these products, if you go through my videos from this year, if you haven't already, you can find a dedicated video for it. Now, there are some products here that I did not have a dedicated video. Some of them, it might have been things that maybe I didn't have a full video for, but I had shorts, or, I just did swatches and makeup looks on my Instagram, Daps_makeup. So if you don't catch it on YouTube, I usually at least talk about it on my Instagram page. So I would also say follow me there. Continuing with Chanel, and I'm going to immediately tell you, just in general, you're going to hear the name Chanel a lot just in all the categories, because I think Chanel this year was probably my top brand. Just giving you a heads up. Not necessarily in every single category, but in a lot of categories. And that continues here with blush. So later in the year, they came with a cream to powder blush. And they had several shades. There were two that were the 2 deepers I was particularly interested in, but I only bought one, and it was in the Rouge Funk. They had a more red berry tone that I know that I would love, and I had to fight hard with myself not to get it. But I wanted to get just stick to a shade that I felt was more unique to my collection, and it's this shade. And as you can see, orange, it's this beautiful orange, but it's a red tone orange, and it's just really unique. And it's just, this formula, when you touch it, it feels like powder, like a cream, but like it feels like a cream, and then it just blends into the skin beautifully. Like, it's just such a unique formula. It's really pretty. So just for the tone, the unique formula, I just love it. Told you I'm going to keep the Chanel going just so we can finish it off. Now, the ones I'm going to talk about now, they're within face palettes. So I will inevitably, I guess I'm going to have to talk about not just the blushes. I'll talk about what else is in these products, but there's blushes in here. So I figured this would be a good time to talk about Chanel. So let me first start with the Le Beige Healthy Glow Sun Kiss powders. I got two shades, the two deepest. There was Deep Mauve and Deep Rose Gold. Actually, let me start with Deep Rose Gold for a second. I will tell you, during the summer, springtime, this was the one I was using the most. You know, this corally shade was just perfect for summertime. So I was loving it. This bronzer, one of my favorites of the year. This works well in my skin tone. The highlighter, it's not really a highlighter. It's like a luminescent powder. It's okay, but I'm really here for the blush and for the bronzer. The other shade I got was Deep Mauve, and so now that we've moved into the winter month, now I've been finding myself using this one more because of the cool tone nature. Is just feeling the vibe. Yeah, I actually got it on my face now. It's on my cheeks and as bronzer. So this berry blush is gorgeous. This is more of a contour, unlike the last one, which was more of a true bronzer. This is more of a true contour. And this is deep, guys. This is deep. This is one where I actually use a lesser dense brush because if I go too heavy-handed, it can get a little bit out of hand, which is a rarity. Normally when it comes to bronzers, the deepest shade is something that just works for me. So the fact that this is even on the deep side, which I love, because I'd rather have it super deep and then let me just be light-handed with it than like me fighting hard for something to just show up. So I love this. Once again, this I wouldn't really call a true highlighter, but if you blend this with this one, these work well together. So sometimes I'll wear this blush on its own. Sometimes I'll add this as a topper to it just to soften the blush because it's very pigmented as well. So I love this palette together. So they come with several shades, but if you're my skin tone, these two, the Deep Rose Gold and Deep Mauves, I recommend both, honestly. They're really expensive, and I know I should just tell you to just get one, but I love them both, honestly. I don't know what to tell you. One last big palette from Chanel. This was more recently. This was the Enchanted Night eyeshadow and blush palette. So these do work as this was like part of the holiday collection. These do work as eyeshadow, and I've done beautiful eye looks with them. But I think I find myself leaning more to using these as blushes. I'm particularly in love with the pink and the purple on my skin tone. They work beautifully. You know, and I'll do either or. Because even this purple, it actually comes more pinky tone. It actually leans more pink on my skin tone. But they're both beautiful. This one works beautiful as a highlighter. This one, I know it might seem scary, but it actually blends in very pretty. So you can use it as a eyeshadow topper, inner corner highlight, and even as highlighter. It's actually not that icy on me, but I particularly am in love with these two for blushes. Oh my God, I keep finding myself you know, digging into those two particular shades. Okay, I got a brand that is not Chanel, and that is Hourglass. So my other face palette that I've been using a lot is Hourglass. Every year they come out with their ambient lighting edit unlocked palettes, you know, and this year when this first came out, I was like, because I've gotten the last 2 years, I was like, last 2 or 3 years, I was like, do I even need to get this? I don't need to get this, right? Thank goodness I actually did, because I love it. So I got it in the Lotus shade. What's great about this, especially compared to previous ones, there's more of an even distribution of different types of formulas. Sometimes some palettes kind of are very blush heavy or highlight heavy or bronzer. This one, you have two highlighters, beautiful, two blushes, and then I'm not going to call them bronzers. I'm going to call them face powders. Now, you know, when I was picking about this, I'm like, should this be on my list for the best or the worst? And there can be reasons why some people would choose to put this on the worst list, because if you're my skin tone, this is not a bronzer. It barely can be called a bronzer. But I like to use this as an all over face powder. This I like to use in my T-zone. So I use both of them as face powders for me. This is a beautiful blush. This pink blush is gorgeous. Initially, I felt that this was a fail, and there's a good argument for those who would say so because this doesn't really show up well, but I found a use for it. It's when I'm doing a true no makeup look. You know, I have a tinted moisturizer, I put powder. Even with light coverage makeup, you can still fall flat, you know, with just the powder. And so adding this onto the cheeks gives just enough color so that it doesn't fall flat. But it does just barely show up. So this is only good for no makeup. I would never use this on a full makeup look. But you can do, but this one does show up for a full makeup look, and these are both beautiful highlighters. You can put them on your eyes as well. So if you're in a pinch, you're traveling, don't have an eyeshadow palette, you know, you can even put this in the transition, put these on the lid. You got this on the cheeks. These are your face powders. I mean, so you can, you know, get yourself together in a pinch with this palette. So this has been a really practical and great palette for me. In terms of blush, I wasn't even sure if I should even bring these up because technically these did not come out in 2025. I mean 2024. See, I'm already thinking about next year. I think they probably came out in 2023, but I only finally bought them in 2024. So I'll make it quick. But these Givenchy powder blushes, I love them. I got them in shades 5 and 6. And so one is more pinky tone, one is more corally tone. Love the formula. Beautiful powders. So that one's a bit of a cheat, but I have to say I've been using that a lot. And you know what? I'm going to throw in one more blush. This one did come this year. This is from Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk. If you're into more of a liquid brush, this was cute, a cheek tint. This is more for a light makeup, no makeup look. It's light coverage, but it's beautiful color on my skin tone. This is number 65, but it's the deepest. It's the berry shade, so I think this is a cute blush as well. Since we've been talking about powders, let's finish this up. I'm going to bring up Givenchy one more time. Now, they did this year come out with a reformulated one. I did not get that, so this is a bit of a cheat. I, at the beginning of the year, had bought this powder before they reformulated. I've heard a lot of not so great reviews of the reformulated, so I feel bad even mentioning this because I love this powder. This is number 5 Poplin Mimosa. Like, I'm almost done with this. I mean, I think I bought the mini and I'm mad at myself. I didn't think I would go through the powder so fast. I didn't think I would love the powder as much as I do because especially hearing all the questionable reviews with the new formulated one, I'm really sad because I'm clearly in love with this powder. So I hate to mention it, but it's actually one of the powders I've been using the most. One powder that did come out this year in a new shade, was from Huda Beauty, and it's Peach Pie. It is highly fragrant, so if you have an issue with fragrance, this is not for you. But in terms of formula, this is a great formula, and it's one that I feel does work well on my skin tone. Gives great mattifying and coverage and brightness under my eyes, so I love this powder. All right, so let's keep going kind of deeper into the complexion route. So let's talk bronzers. I don't have much in this category. Actually, I have a couple items. Actually, what's great about what I have 3 items to talk about, and they're 3 very distinct, different formulas and different coverages. So I have a little something for everybody. Okay, so, absolute favorite would be this cream bronzer, or cream contour from Dior. This is the Dior Forever, and I have in the deepest shade number 4. It is the deepest shade, and this is deep. I as you can see. So I go into this, like I did a heavy swatch for you. I tell you when I use this, and I use it today, but I just put a dot, 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 and that's it. I do not swipe. I don't swipe. I actually just go dot, and then with a brush I will blend it in, because you can see how deep is this. Like I said, I'd rather have something that's very deep and have to go light-handed because I want it to show up. This is a fantastic formula. Absolute fave, absolute fave. If you're somebody on the other spectrum, don't want something with a lot of coverage. How about if you want something that is perfect when you're doing a no makeup look, a very light makeup look. And this is a unique formula, I feel. And it's my first product I've gotten from this brand, and that's Makeup by Mario. It is their soft scalp bronzing and shaping serum. There's a spout at this end. I actually don't use this end. Instead, I twist this off. I like to use a doe foot, and then I'll put a couple dots here, couple dots here, 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 and then blend it in. It is a very light coverage. So once again, I don't use this when I'm doing full glam makeup. You will be disappointed if that's what you're hoping for. Go with the Dior. But when you're doing a light makeup, because like I said, even when you're going for a no makeup look, a light makeup look, you still don't want to come off flat, and it's still important to provide some dimension even with a light look. So this provides just enough bronzing, but it's still very light and very natural. I've been actually really enjoying this. You know, usually when we talk about bronzers, we're usually thinking about a powder bronzer. I don't feel like there's been that many great ones that have come out this year, but the one I'll say that has been nice was from Giorgio Armani. This is the Luminous Silk Bronzing Powder. I got it on the deepest shade. Now, I will say they could have definitely gone deeper. This is not that deep, so especially if you are deeper than myself, then this might not show up on you, but this shows up just enough. What I do like is its unique formula. It is choosing to call it Luminous Silk is appropriate. It has a glow to it, not like super glowy, nothing like that. There's not going to be an overly shined look to it, but it does provide a nice bronzy glow, and it's just a beautiful formula. The application is just beautiful. So those are my top 3 bronzers for this year. Now in the category concealer, I only have one new concealer from this year that I've tried, and I don't think there were that many concealers that honestly that came out this year, but the one new one that I got was from Westman Atelier. She is pricey. But this is Westman Atelier. It's what she's always going to be pricey. What you are going to expect is it's going to feel heavy. The one thing, their products always feel luxe. It's a very simple design, but it does feel luxe in your hand. It's heavy, so it's a beautiful shade, and they had a nice shade range. I like the doe foot. It has this kind of triangular shade on the side, but flat there, and it just provides. It's just great in terms of application, and this was just a really lovely formula. I've been enjoying this all year long, so if you're looking for a new concealer, I would go with Westman Atelier if you're into luxury concealers. Hi, it's Future Me, and I am going to be popping out throughout this video because there are some items, stupid me, that I forgot. I'm getting older, clearly losing my mind, and also just obviously there's just so many items that I love that I look back and realize, ooh, I forgot about this, this, and this. So you're gonna see me popping up every so often to remind you that, hey, wait, there's another product that I love in this particular category. So you'll be seeing my face every so often. Ooh, one more concealer to talk about. Westman Atelier is definitely probably my favorite concealer of the year, but I did have to mention this came out in this year, 2024. This is from Fenty. We're Even Hydrating Concealer. I have been using this one a lot. I have it in the shade 390C. I think this is a definite upgrade from her previous concealer. Her initial concealer that she ever came out with, I hated it, returned it. But this one I love. I think especially if you have dry skin, it is hydrating, as they say, so it's lovely. It is not like full coverage. a best medium coverage, but especially when you want to go for a light look, you need something that's not going to be drying. This is a nice concealer formula to have. All right, so highlighters. I gave you 3 bronzers, and they were 3 very distinctive formulas. I got 3 highlighters, and they're actually distinctive formulas as well. So a very traditional style of highlighter, Dior. And I don't know, this might be a limited edition. Hopefully it's still available. This might have been with their holiday collection. Love it, love it, love it, love it. I mean, one, obviously, you know, the main reason I purchased this, admittedly, was for the packaging. I just thought this packaging is absolutely gorgeous. It looks beautiful. It's great quality. It's raised. It's beautiful embossing. It's gorgeous. I bought it for the packaging, honestly. And I was debating, I'm like, I don't need another highlighter. It's not that special. I find myself using it all the time. I did use it today. I've been using this a lot. I actually love it a lot. You know, even the Christian Dior, you know, I think, yeah, it's like at this point you can only just see Chris and Dior because I'm actually using up the embossing. It's a beautiful shade. Hopefully you can see it. It's a highlight, so you know, obviously it's hard to see. But I know, like, on the one hand, I don't want to act like it's some new shade that we've never seen before. You know, it's hard for highlighters to be something new and unique. But it's a beautiful shade on my skin tone. I've been using it over and over again. This is in the shade 002 Coral Lumiere. It came in 2 shades. I got the deeper of the 2 shades, and it's gorgeous. It's straightforward, it's simple, but the formula is impeccable. Another new highlighter came from Fenty. I actually enjoyed it, and it's very different from their previous formula. So they came out with a new formula. They call it the Demi Glow Light Diffusing Highlighter. When Fenty first came out, I remember those highlighters. I own those highlighters. They were bling bling. They were of that time, right? But I think we're all like now kind of pulling back on highlighters. You know, for the beginning of the year, there was a period I wasn't even doing highlighter, and that was a concept I didn't think I could like not do highlighters. I've gotten back into wearing highlighter again, but you know, I feel like all of us aren't really as into highlighters as we used to be, and when we do, we want it to be more lit within and blended. And so this formula is definitely different. It has this, like, I don't know if I want to call it cream to powder, but it is very smooth and soft. And it's light, so it's not bling bling. So it's going to be more of that, you know, lit from within. It's gorgeous. And it's specifically this color. They come in many shades, but this one called Yum Rum. I just love the shade. Oh, actually, wait, that might be what's on my cheek now. I don't know. Yeah, actually, I think actually it's Fenty. It's not Dior. These are the top two highlighters I use over and over again. So I just keep going back and forth. I can't even keep track. So this is more of a rose gold. It's an icy tone, but it's not too icy for my skin tone. So it still works beautifully on my skin, and it's just gorgeous. Love this highlighter. Lastly, back to Dior. They had come out with a liquid formula, Forever Glow Maximizer. They came in several shades. I bought 2 shades, but my favorite is the shade called Peachy. I think it's absolutely gorgeous on my skin tone. Admittedly, I haven't been using this that much. I do find myself using more powder highlighters than liquid highlighters, but anytime I use it, I'm always like, why am I not using this more? It's actually gorgeous. It's a beautiful formula, beautiful shade. So if you're interested in having a liquid highlighter, this is a fantastic formula. I find Dior's Forever line in everything to be Dior Forever Concealer, my favorite concealer. Dior Forever Foundations, great. Dior Forever Cream Contour. Dior Forever Highlighter. I'm telling you, I mean, Dior in general, generally speaking, you can't go wrong, but particularly when it comes to their complexion products in the Forever line, you can't really go wrong. Okay, and let's finish up with complexion with, of course, foundation. And let's continue the trend of I'm picking 3 items, and 3 of them that are of different formulations or coverage, something that is something unique to each category. So, Number one, I'm gonna start with Prada. I started the year, I think one of my first videos that I did in 2024 was this Prada foundation. I loved it then, still in love with it. This is one of the best foundation. This you can get like full coverage, at least medium to full, but you can definitely get like build up to full coverage with this. So if you got an important event to go to and you need to look flawless, Prada is your girl. Some people might not like the packaging. I actually do. It's a unique packaging. Pull off the cap. I keep it in here, but you can buy this separately, or you buy new refills and just get this part. You know, you can have this. Of course, I think it looks cool together, all in one piece. Full coverage, creaminess, beautiful coverage, long lasting. It's just a really good foundation when you're trying to look flawless. Let's go to the complete opposite spectrum. Let's say you want light coverage. You are going for the no makeup look. Here we go, Lisa Eldridge. Now I loved her full coverage, her regular foundation. I finished it, loved it, and she still sells it and it's beautiful, but she came out with her skin tint. This is the Seamless Skin Enhancing Skin Tint. She has a unique packaging. It does have a flat end, so you can lie flat, so don't worry. But this beautiful egg in this squeeze bottle, it's a squeeze bottle action. You can apply it using your hands or you can use a brush, whatever you prefer. It is light coverage, but it's beautiful. Out of all like the kind of you know, skin tint, light coverage foundations, this is actually one of my favorites. I think she has a fantastic formula. So, and you know, like I said, usually it's great if you're going for the no makeup look, but I have started my day with the plan of no makeup look. I do this, do that, and then later on in the day, I'm interested in amping up my look. I still went on, added some more foundation, added, you know, the normal blush, highlighter, everything, and it still looked beautiful. So, I mean, I really have been enjoying this product. And lastly, I'm going to talk about, yes, a viral product, but it's viral for a reason. I don't care. The Tier Cushion Foundation. This is something in the middle. This can give you, you know, a coverage that is like, you know, you can get like full coverage basically. You can get a coverage like the Prada, but it has a lightweight nature of the Tier. So I really feel like it's in the middle. Coverage of the Prada, but it feels lightweight like a skin tint. That's what I love about this. It feels like you have nothing on your skin, but it still provides great coverage. You look beautiful. I actually have some of it on today. It is gorgeous. So it comes in this kind of packaging. So you open this up, pat. Now this one is like basically done. I actually bought a new one, the pink one in the matte formula, and that one is great as well. So regardless, I can attest to both the red one and the light pink one. They are both great formulas. What I also love about this is great for travel. So whenever I was traveling, this was what I was taking with me. It's compact nature and sturdy packaging is great for travel. You don't need to bring a foundation brush because you have built in the sponge. This is perfect for travel. I don't just use it when I travel, but when I do travel, this is what I bring. It's affordable on Amazon. So I know it's all viral, but it's for a reason. So if you can find your shade, they definitely need to expand the shade range. Compared to any other South Korean or any other Asian-based cushion foundation, they have the best shade range because I've never found any other cushion foundation that ever had my shade, and they actually have my shade. With that being said, not everybody in deeper skin tones can find these shades still. So they definitely still have some work to do since they're marketing themselves as a global brand. All right, so I think we're good with complexion products. Let's move on. So the item that I forgot to talk about in foundations, I can't believe it, the Dior stick. This stick, the Forever Skin Perfect Dior foundation stick. I am someone who's not necessarily a big fan of stick foundations. I think because I have dry skin, normally stick foundations are not the best for my skin type. But I am telling you, if you have dry skin or normal skin, I don't want to comment too much on oily skin, but I can tell you definitely for a fact, if you have dry, normal, or combination skin, you're gonna love this foundation. Is so good. I have it in the shade 5N, and it is so good. It's not too drying. My skin looks beautiful. Look how that just disappeared into my skin tone. So if you're my shade twin, this is a fantastic shade. It is a fantastic formula. This is one of my absolute favorite foundations of 2024, and probably just in general. Hey, so this is the point in the video that I decided we're gonna stop for part one. Obviously, I have a lot of products, and this is just too much. I'm just talking way too much. I love too much makeup. So I don't want you to be sitting here for an hour and a half watching a video. So we're gonna stop the video right about here. So this is the end of part one. I hope you've been enjoying this video so much. I hope you're enjoying it, and that you'll also follow me over at part two, so you can find out all the other products that I've been loving this year. But yes, we're going to stop right here. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, consider subscribing to my channel, and then I will see you in part two. Until then, bye.